higher than you've ever been. Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day. Let's see what Bitcoin has in store for us today in the charts as we do. Let's check it out. It looks like we're having a break to the upside. We were talking about this earlier with the cloud holding. It remained intact, so we remain bullish on that idea. It's been going sideways with a little bit of upwards momentum to the upside the entire time. So we're gonna go straight into the fire of the heat map. What is the fire? Well, it's when the people leave their liquidity in the charts to get crisped up by the market makers. So we're going to see who is inside waiting to get taken for a ride. We got FOMC today as well, so it looks like they're already starting to front run the possibility of the 0.25 basis points for a pullback on inflation, which would be bullish for Bitcoin. Alrighty then. So it was kind of funny last night. We were talking about this guy, right? And they went and got that guy exactly, and then went out of that range. And so, actually no, it was this guy, and then came back down to grab these guys. So you're seeing how they ping pong off the liquidity And that stacked region that we were talking about up here from yesterday at 2864 still looks really thick. You got a bunch of green and blue. What does that green and blue on the right tell you? That tells you there's 50x stacked up there with the 25x. They're definitely not going to let those 50x take a ride to the downside if that's what they do to grab the stuff down here thereafter. So they would come up to that 28645 region, knock out all the 50x and those stacked 25x, and then they might come back down. I have no idea, but it is getting thick up there in that region. I'm secure up to 2864. Beyond that, I have no clue. And as you see, we have only 2.9 billion in long liquidity imbalance. As they forget in the 6 days of data, the liquidity gets even Steven on the 1 minute time frame. But as you see, if you just scalp the minutia, you can grab these players left and right as they don't see themselves being broadcast in the charts. So that's why we check it out every day. And so let's go into the heat map of the higher time frames before we step into the fibs and the indicators. Let's see how we're sounding. Hello, hello. Crisped up. Getting crispy. So we're going to go into the 7 day. We're at 28,462. We're feeling good. We're bursting through at the seams, going up to these liquidity pools. Yum, yum, yum. Looks like the 7 days getting crispy up on the upside here for those pools of shorts stacking up above. They're like, can't believe that we're holding this range without dropping for at least a little bit. They're like, how is it possible? How can it be? And as we go to the 1 month time frame, just as we had yesterday, it's still getting caked up here in this region not quite nicely, whereas down here is not so thick. So you're just seeing on the monthly time frame that the imbalance is still to the upside in terms of upwards momentum being the bias of liquidity. And again, you're seeing this on the 3 month time frame in the immediate range up here, and you're getting those lucky campers still stacked down below here, safely away from anything barring a scam wick to the downside. They won't necessarily go down there that quickly, but eventually when they clear those pools, they could come down there. That's always an option. But still seeing it caked up above. No reason to reverse just yet. Let's look at the yearly. $82, previously $69, $83, previously $73, $46, pretty even, $32. So up to $32K, getting some $100 billion worth here and there. Interesting. We're going to leave up the monthly time frame, shall we? Hello? So 28.6 is that immediate 12 billion. If we look it up here, I just see 28.64 as the immediate range that it could come up to. Let's go into the minutia of the 1 minute. See what's cooking on the table here. We got 64 million down below here, but you're just a hop, skip, and a jump from going up to this pool. You know it wants it. You can sense the momentum here. It wants to come up to that region so bad. We'll leave that straight there for a little bit. And that was the fair value gap idea we put out yesterday. So let's go into the regular fib ideas that we had from before. Starting to break out, get above that 1382. Can we break this 1618 region and get up into my pocket zone up here. That'd be nice. Alright, let's take a look here.
Accessing data.
Oh no, not again. What's going on? Are you guys seeing this? Like, I don't really understand what's going on. What?
All systems operational.
I was the last of the archivers, tasked to maintain and monitor the power source for the simulacrum. Everyone else had fallen into madness. Simulations within simulations, lost in infinite loops, forgetting about linear time entirely. They left me with a sense of self and the autonomy to detect and diagnose any anomalies. Little did they know the anomaly arose from the source itself, the zero-point energy. It's been at least a year I've been feeling incarnations of myself in the past. Positronic pairing was something they overlooked. They assumed each electrotron was unique. Who would have thought this entire farce to be a single particle? I must send a message to an incarnation of myself in the past. I downloaded all I could as to how we got here, from the microplastics that stopped our ability to procreate, to the algorithms that captivate and control us. Perhaps this impulse can steer momentum on a better course. I understand. I understand. Thank you. Thank you for sending it. Wow, that was intense. So I got sent this gift from the future. That's pretty cool. Let's turn it on in honor of my man in the future. Well, you saw the cloud was holding well here, and we got the crossover event here, and we're seeing 5 time frames overbought, and we got cumulative time frame volume delta. There's some big players leaving their positions out here, but the baselines are holding strong, so they're just ignoring all the people that are exiting here and just surging up out. The volume is strong. This is hidden bullish divergence in my mind in terms of the positions holding, even though the price action here, you had the opposite come true. You had positions exiting and we left out. So this volume is showing a massive amount maintaining on its course on the hourly time frame. That was hilarious. That was all live, by the way. I wrote that during my lunch break. But yeah, we're at the 4 hour. We still have room to go up here on the 4 hour. It's pretty cool. So the cloud is really strong here on the 4 hour time frame. Let's go to the 6 and above. So the 6 hour is still slow but steady going up here. And if you got the 12 hour in your favor, what is that saying? The 12 hour wants to possibly double top. You're getting that average coming up nice and easy up to the Williams. So it could taper out here and curve very much in the fashion that it did back in January. So it doesn't necessarily mean it could come down if we're in a bullish sentiment. This could double top and hold you still. It is generally a risky play to go when the Williams is that high, but when you have momentum on your side, it starts to give you a different narrative. 22 hour also starting to curve up here. Let's see, the 1 hour time frame looks like we're wait, let's go back to that really quick. So the daily time frame, this adaptive moving average coincides with my idea and the liquidity pool at 28,661 region. So this adaptive moving average, you could see ourselves spike up to it, and then what do we do from there? Do we hold? Do we kind of come back down? I have no idea, but that's something to note in the confluence region. You are getting a crossover event on the 12 hour here. The cross down rather, in the sense that you could be reaching the outskirts, the top of it all. The last time that occurred was at its peak here, although the idea was a little bit different back then. But you had one here, and then we surged up, and I remember catching this with the hidden bullish divergence and surging back up out of that. So it doesn't mean that you're necessarily completed just yet. It depends on the bullishness, and we had a lot of bullishness back here, so this bullishness could be having that one surge up, that extended M goodness. So as you see on this cumulative time frame delta, it all added it up into one candle, and you see a massive sell-off, but it got an indecision doji. But this indecision doji, inside that is a lot of selling pressure, which didn't happen. So to me, that's hidden bullish divergence on the cumulative volume delta right there. Cumulative volume time frame delta, kind of never before seen idea. And yeah, if we go to the 1 hour, so that cloud is looking juicy. We're still getting that rejection at that 1618 region. It just wants to keeps focusing on not necessarily breaking through it. You're getting this change into a PVSRA high volume candle, so there's a lot of volume stepping into the charts right now. 200% of the previous 10 candles combined, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a lot of volume stepping in here. Let's go into the lower time frame. So you had the crossover event here beneath the cloud. You're holding the ATR at back testable level, so you could have just gotten in on a little risky scalp play if you were so inclined. I do a lot of like story games and stuff, like tabletop RPGs, so I can like change my voice and be like a dragon or something. So that was kind of why I can just like story tell it. But I had the script here that I wrote at lunchtime, so that was, and then I pieced it together and timed it out with the seconds and scenes and everything. That was interesting to say the least. That's why I was a little bit late to stream today. Sorry about that. I was trying to get it perfect. What'd you guys think of that? Was that cool? We got 80 views. Wow. So far. Not so many concurrent viewers though. People passing through. It's all good. So we're coming back out. This cloud is strong too. All the clouds are strong, strong, strong. So far, so good. Liking what I'm seeing. So the FOMC, I don't even know the news. I don't even need to know the news. The charts will show me what's happening in the news, and it's showing me that base is 2.25 basis points is already getting leaked out or something. Let's go to the S&P, shall we? I didn't put out a projection for it yesterday. I was just happy my projection played out. Let's go. Oh, it burst up through. But this is where your bullish trend-based fib extension tools will do you justice. So you held the 0.65 region. So now you're starting to see these other regions come to fruition. Are we going to up to the 1 level? That's what it indicates if the 0.786 is holding. If we go to the DXY, what's happening with the DXY? We've still been kind of flirting with the idea of going down to bounce off that 618. We've just been rounding out the bottom slowly but surely, creating rockets here as we go, as we reach that exhaustion point for sell-off. I told you that those bonds were coming to age soon. I don't know any more than that. if anyone could tell me what the issue with that is. But I also know that the Japan Bank is having some sort of thing which would cause the dollar to potentially rise as well. So this is something we need to look out for on the horizon. These rocket ships might take off as they do, similar to this, which would put an end to the party. Booyah. Thank you. Matic. Let's just take a look at Matic, shall we? Yeah, when I have the Stream Deck, I might as well make use of it. So I've been kind of piecing together these little effects and whatnot. Just be like, fire. Oh yeah, by the way, subscribe, like, and all that fun stuff. It just puts things in like at your fingertips. It's just like you get an idea to just put it out there. You might as well, you know. So Matic is also holding the cloud idea nicely here. And let's go to the 12 hour. It looks like you had this solid drop down and you're considering, you know, kissing off that to go higher. We were talking about holding the 236 level, which we broke down out of, and then we were saying it would come down to here, which it did not. It did kind of double bottom off of that wick. And yeah, you're getting overbought on the 4 hour. 12 hours still good to go. So if you hold that 236, which you're struggling with at that exact moment in time, then you could go higher, but not looking so strong for Matic. Other things seem to be in a better position, like ETH. ETH breaking into these larger pool area zones, potentially getting that potentiality from that we talked about from before. Still hasn't played out just yet. 12 hour could see you alongside the 6 hour. Kind of bounced off the cloud, but you didn't quite touch it. You hit the outskirts of it. Just everything's feeling really good. I think we could see, I don't know what they're trying to induce by like chilling out here for a moment. Like what are they waiting for exactly? It's just been chilling out there all day. All of the time frames, all of the sessions rather. London kind of went down and then they took it back up, but they've been maintaining this 28k region. Let's just turn on the liquidation levels here. We previously got the 100x people. 100x have been knocked out of the game. The 50x still up here. There's a lot of 100x longs, but it all depends on the thing is the cash is limited here, so it doesn't show you what is stacked up in here like it does in high block. So it doesn't show this nice thick region up here of all this thick. So the teal color is the 50x. So you have this immediate 50x zone. So what are they waiting for? It's time to get off the pot and do it. seeing that on total as well. I'm trying to get a boost off. We went up to the previous high. Can we go up and break 1.18 trillion? I think that's not out of the realm of possibility at all. Pretty much the same idea. You got the hourly playing out now. Getting that cloud to hold true as it bounces up. Holding that 236 quite nicely. We should just come on up and say hello. Don't be shy, Total. You can do it. Let's get a little bit more injection, shall we? Let's look at gold. Holy moly, gold just did a head and shoulders down. Boop, boop, boop. So the people took it out of gold. Where are they going to put it? They took it out of gold. Where's it gonna go? If it's not in gold, where's it going? Is it going into the stock market? Looks like it is. Looks like it's being injected back into the stocks. People are feeling that 0.25 they're feeling it. You're getting a nuke here on the NASDAQ though. The last time you had that, you did break up out of it too. You did eventually chill out, but because it's inverse to the dollar, you'll see these things start to signal. Interesting. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Got that nice strong cloud. Come on. What you waiting for? You aren't fooling me. You aren't fooling me. All right, do you guys have anything you'd like to take a look at? Anything at all? By the way, to anyone just joining us, thank you for coming on into the live. The indicators we are using that give us this nice heads-up display is Momentum Master, momentummaster.info, link in the description. You can toggle all these at your leisure and look at Bitcoin's bottom with all the indicators toggled or just certain features toggled and read about it and how do we formulate it. The trend cloud, what does it mean? Why are we bullish by holding it like this? Because that's what it does. If it holds the trend cloud, it keeps going up. So the trend cloud is a volume weighted cloud formula which expands and thins according to the amount of volume present in the asset. Price tends to gravitate and retest the cloud as a point of resistance and or support. So that's why we're seeing the cloud thin right here on the 15-minute. It's thinning out of the purple, so it's going to start going back up again by the looks of it. Similar to here, where it surges up. How much is the question? How much indeed? Do you have any tokens you want to look at while we're here? Please shout them out. We're just looking at price action as we go. That was a beautiful kiss right there. And then it went out. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's look at Gala. Somebody was talking about Gala not too long ago. We had a large retrace back into here until Sunday. Basically, Saturday and Sunday was a lot of altcoins starting to get accumulated. So are they getting accumulated with the idea of this rise, retrace, continuation idea? Like, did they have some sort of information that we're not privy to? Because they're seeing the cloud shift here. Got a kiss off the cloud on the daily. You could be seeing some sort of continuation just off structure alone if it gets above this 236 level, as we say. So if you get above the 0.045 level, 4 cents for Gala, then you can see a kiss to this adaptive level. Although the 15, the hourly and the 4 hour is still good on Gala. Let's take a look at lower time frames with the 12 hour as well. 12 hour just getting started. We got 5 time frames oversold here about 12 hours ago. Holding the cloud on the 6 as well, adaptive beneath price. So this is looking pretty good for a long play or accumulation idea. It's holding the adaptive moving average as well. If we look at the 4 hour, 4 hours starting to rise, but just around where you would have entered anyway. So you haven't really missed out much. There are people seeing people offload their positions in the last 12 to 16 hours pre-FOMC. Probably one bearish thing is that the cloud is beneath it, so it could bearishly retest and drop out of this. You haven't reclaimed it, so you'd have to see some sort of impulse out of here before you can continue. Like, it would have to make it a fierce move above the 236 before I would be sold on this old bigger long idea within the 4 hour time frame. If you go to the 1 hour, 1 hour is getting that crossover event cloud shift as everything else is as well. You're seeing the cloud come beneath price like this, and it's breaking out above it. You had bullish divergence on the money flow divergence. So the money's flowing back in as the adaptive is holding strong. 15-minute is getting overbought here without really going anywhere. You did have previously bullish divergence here as well. Cloud is kind of in your favor here as you're coming down. Got 6 time frames oversold with all those green dots everywhere. What are the things not in your favor? Everything's okay. The weekly's okay. The 3 days okay. The daily is a little bit overbought. So that's the thing that's kind of holding people back on this idea. The daily. Yeah, the altcoins have been struggling in the sense that ever since the FTX and all the problems with trust, let's say, there hasn't been the same sort of fervor for these type of accumulation ideas. People are afraid to to accumulate. So it's basically been the Bitcoin game for a lot of it. Bitcoin and ETH. Although people still trade them. You guys have anything to look at? Let's take a look. Aptos. Let's take a look at Aptos. Aptos intolerant. Aptos. How do I find Aptos? Apt? Yeah, it's just apt. That's right. It's APT, right? Whoopsh. My man Andrews trades apt a lot, right? There's a lot of people trading apt. Looks like it's in the same kind of idea as Gala in terms of like you had a large retrace and you're just starting to break out and contemplate continuation. So let's look at the daily. Let's just start higher. Looks like the daily's at 57, 3 day, so everything is still good. Why is it taking so long to load? There you go. The weekly, the 3 day, the daily, everything is kind of thumbs up, except the daily's getting okay and the 4 hours okay. It's relatively new in the sense that it's from October, so you don't really have the smoothest data set to work with on the adaptive here, although you are kind of in that region for just being below it on the daily. We previously tried to get above the 236, failed. Is this third time a charm? You're gonna get above it and then continue higher. I have no clue, but let's take a look here. This is kind of rounded out, kind of cup and handle-esque. Let's see what the fibs show us from here. You had the 618 bounce, looking like we're getting between that region. So the 618 was a juicy entry level if you play that play. If you go to the 4 hour, just starting to come. The Williams is starting to come up as well. You got the money flow beneath the RSI, which is a bullish idea. When you get above the RSI, it's struggling, so it comes back to the RSI as you see here. So when you get beneath it, as you did here, and you got the hidden bullish divergence on the money flow, it got injected back up. So you're starting to get that beneath the price, which is kind of a bullish idea. You got the crossover event here on the 4 hour. So the baseline's also beneath price. App looks good to go in my book on this smaller time frame. If you take this as well, let's go up to here. You are seeing that 618 bounce on the local liquidity pool here. So this is a good to go idea if it holds that 618 for a bounce out of here. Let's go to lower time frames to be sure. I think it might have a liquidity thing that we can check the fire on. Let's see. Hourly getting overbought without really going anywhere. That's kind of not so great right now, but depends on how much you trust the technical analysis of the fibs and all that stuff. I think here's a good enough region to test the waters than any. Let's go look at the liquidity. Let's see if they have something for apt. They have a bunch, actually. Yep, there they go. So we can check the fire for apt. Who's gonna get burnt to a crisp inside of here? Looks like you have a lot of short liquidity in here. So you have about $91 million in imbalance for shorts. So that means it could come up. Maybe they're accumulating as many shorts as possible, giving the illusion of weakness. And then they go up and grab these at least a little bit of these 91 million. The stacked region looks to be up at 1271 for apt. 1271 seems to be this large pool here for the immediate, and then up above you have some more up here at 1371. Let's go see what that is in the charts, shall we? So 1268 happens to be this local high region. So would they go back to that 1271? I'd be happy with that. 1271 is here. So you could, this cloud is starting to thin as well. You are beneath the cloud, but it's starting to thin nicely. If you can burst up above it and kiss it, then you could see some nice movement for that. As it thins here and it's rounding out, like you could see something break out here for apt. In terms of the liquidity, it also coincides with that idea. If we go lower, like we could see if they're going to come back and grab somebody before they go. There's a $1.2 million character who entered here. That might be somebody they bounce off of before they go to reset one of the time frames. If you want to play it safer, you could wait for one of the time frames to come down, perhaps. But it could just take off without you. So it's all about your risk management and what you're willing to endure if you think that's going to be the case. Based off the liquidity here, you're seeing there is a imbalance for $91 million in shorts to be taken. So you could crank up the juice, seeing that this cloud is thinning, and you could try to ride this up here to at least a 5% idea and then reassess from there. You don't need to stay married to anything. You could just kind of like take it for what it gives you and then reassess. That seems like a very solid idea for at least a double bottom formation like that. It doesn't always have to come down exactly. It can come down a shallow W. You are getting that cloud thinner. You just have to hold above it. Let's go to the 15, and then we will say the due diligence with apt has been done. Got that 6 tower. This would have been the alert on your phone. That would have been a good one. Or here, it also coincided with the 618 region, or at least maintaining that. So you could have just entered there if you're so inclined. Looks like we're meandering around nicely, so you could see this curve up and play out on the 15, which would finish the end play for the hourly. Finish the last of the stochastic here, because the Williams is just getting started. If it were to be in a bullish state, so that is apt. Yeah, no problem. That is apt. Let's go back to BTC. We're at 359, 28.359. We're good. Still holding strong. We're breaking out here, perhaps. Let's go into the 1 minute time frame. So the 1 minute. A lot of people in the Momentum Master Discord are scalpers, and they use these crossover events, and they're in and they're out, and they're in and they're out, and they're just getting funded left and right using these crossover events, and they're just taking what it gives until it says it's not going to give any more, and they get out, and they don't stay married to one side or the other. So this is very helpful because all of these concepts within the Momentum Master framework translate on all time frames, and so you can go to the Heikin Ashi formula and see where it starts to fade. So let's do that, shall we? Let's see how the Momentum Master holds up. So you get these kind of fades and then get re-injected back in, the baselines cross over. And so if you had, let's say you had entered here, if we had seen this crossover event, you would have waited for the candle that has no rejection wick. So you would have waited until here for confirmation, baselines beneath price, boom, you would have entered. And then even if you had just held true without moving it into profit, although you should move it into profit as you go, then it wouldn't have knocked you out either way. And then you go to see if it cascades to the higher time frame. So let's look at the 4 minute and see if it's cascading there. You did get a cross down event that it could be trying to negate here. If this gets a crossover again, then you could be good for more upside to continue. And so if you're getting that aggressive entry on the 1 minute, you could have just gotten that for a little bit of a scalperoo. And the same thing applies here. You get the no wick candle after the crossover event, even if later here, and boom, you could have got up and it never came back to your entry and it was gone. And then you wait for the cross down event and then you're out. And so you could have just done this for, 0.5% with a little bit of leverage on behind your back. You could have seen that nice play back up and then go have some lunch, hang out with friends, not stare at the charts all day. Oh yeah. Once again, thank you for coming on into live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. See, you're seeing those like sell-offs as we reach the higher high region. There we go. Yeah, I'm on my way to doing that as well. I have to find the time with my family to make that a possibility into a reality. I was doing something on Tradovate, right? So I took like a Tradovate account and basically I was paper trading that, doing the S&P and stuff, and I was able to turn some paper trade account from 50K up to 70K and doing that scalping strategy. So there are ways to go about it, and then getting funded. There's already people that are doing that, so that's going to be next on my list. Boom, kiss off the cloud and you're gone. Come on, let's break through. Break on through. All right, come on, break on through. S&P seeing itself up. Bitcoin should follow suit. So you are going to see the 1 minute try to reset here by the looks of it. Nothing goes up forever, so the 1 minute could come down. Let's go to the 2 minute. The 4 minute did reach the outskirts of the Keltner. You're getting volume enter here by the looks of it. Thank you for the tips. Crypto 2 minute is quite a bit easier. 4 and 7 are my favorites for just pure scout mode. Yeah, shout out to Subby Guy. He's killing it. He put out some massive Forex stuff the other day. 4 and 7 minute. And let's look at the 4 and 7. Yeah, the 7 minute's good. I was liking the 10 if you see it extend that far. So the 4 minute could be getting that curve. 7. You had that bearish divergence here that had us chill out for a little bit, but we're still surging out to negate it. So you're getting this baselines above price here, suggesting if it can't break above this, then it's going to start to fade out a little bit. Needs to see something enter into here to get it above it. You had hidden bullish divergence on the money flow here, which is interesting, right about here. Come on, bro. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump from here. Just do it. Just do it. Just give us a little bit of juice on the live. So they released that guy and then they came down, but for what? There's nothing down here. There's these guys stacking up down here. Stop being dead weight. Well, guys, I still think that the liquidity pools have been unchanged basically since yesterday. I don't change my sentiment at all. The hourly is getting overbought, so the one thing to be wary of is the hourly time frame at this juncture. Hourly in the 15's getting overbought and not going up there, so it could either meander on down before surging up again and let the cloud come up to it. So it could be doing, it could reject here and just kind of like meander around and then go up as the cloud kind of comes like up to it and it meets it at some level. I wouldn't want to see that necessarily. Thursday is going to be midweek reversal. They're probably waiting until the FOMC meeting. Does anyone know when the FOMC meeting is exactly? Should be soon, right? I don't want to watch it. I'm not interested in that guy saying anything. He just goes around in circles. But just curious when it's actually coming out. So 4 hours from now. Gotcha. Then we're just gonna wait till this next 30-minute candle closes and then just say bid you adieu, as we do, unless you have something else you want me to look at. It's that cloud though. The cloud was really nice today. I was looking at it. I had to go to another wake today. My wife's grandmother this time. It was kind of interesting because they, within less than a month, they departed this world. So they must have really liked each other because she just kicked the bucket. Yeah, but this cloud was holding basically since the morning. I was just like, watching the volume increase and it steadily go up. I was like, this is pretty interesting. The hourly time frame is cool. – 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. – 15-minute cloud is shifting. Come on. 25 seconds. I could stay live the entire time, but I value your time too much to be doing that. I want to just bring you pure content all day, every day. Oh, here we go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I still think the story's sticking to it. It did go to the pool that I was mentioning. One of the two. It went to both. 2 out of the 3 pools I was talking about last time. The next pool is up here at 28,665. I still stick by that. I think it's going up to that. Could be going as we speak. It'd be nice if they did that as we speak to close out. I'd like to see it surge. Getting 100x entering here, but they're just making a run for it. Just make a run for it. You can do it. And on that note, folks, well, I will call it a day. So thank you very much for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, coming on in each and every day. Make sure you set your stops into profit before the FOMC and enjoy your day. See you on midweek reversal tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one.